Welcome back to the DunkirkBoyz, your favorite podcast about the film industry. We are the DunkirkBoyz. I am Mike Pruden.
I'm Ben Duel.
And I'm Boy Duel.
And we are back. We apologize for missing last week. Our very own Ben Duel ate too much Halloween candy. And
it was a rough week for everyone.
Couldn't get it done. We are back.
Apologize.
So we're gonna we promised you Happy Death Day. We're past the spooky season, but we'll touch on it real quick, and then we'll get into a review on the newest Thor film, Thor Ragnarok. Ready to tear it to shreds. So,
well, Mike is. I'm not.
So we'll get into it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
starting out with Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do our A to Z rankings of it. Give a quick little hitter of what we thought overall.
Okay.
Boyd?
I'll give it an N.
N.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. I thought the plot was good because basically, sum it up in one sentence. It's Groundhog Day with a murderer. So.
Nailed it.
I mean, there's some good parts I liked. I think could have been funnier, but I don't know if they were trying to set the tone that way. I just felt like the movie could have been so much better with a little comic.
I thought it had a little comedy in it.
Well,
I'm with you.
A little more, though. Sprinkle a little more in there. Yeah.
I give it an N as well.
Ooh, okay.
Better than Halloween.
No. I don't think it's better than Halloween.
It is for me.
Well,
Yeah.
Mike?
Halloween was, I believe, an L for me. This is an N, so on the DunkirkBoyz scale, this would be better.
Okay, sure.
I enjoyed it. I liked it. It didn't try and be anything more than it was.
Right.
And that's what I liked about it. Kept me entertained. Yeah, I mean, there were some surprises along the way. I love that the school's nickname was the Babies.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a baller move.
One of the better fictional mascots, I'd say.
Yeah, did a good job.
Hey guys, let's go to college. Where
My biggest beef with Happy Death Day was that In the Club by 50 Cent was not in the movie one time.
But it was the trailer.
It was in the trailer 100. Like they blew the budget on the trailer and they're like, shit, now we can't put it in the movie. Okay,
50 will only allow in commercials on Main Street, not theaters.
but yeah, it was all right. I give it an N.
And I give it an M.
An M.
Yeah, just straight down the middle.
Yeah.
I was fine watching it in theaters. I didn't feel like I wasted any money or anything. At the same time, I was like, if I didn't see that, it wouldn't have killed me. So, just right down the middle. I enjoyed it from what I saw.
And
Disclaimer though, we don't waste any money on movie theaters because we are sponsored by Movie Pass.
yeah, get your movie pass. Good thing you didn't waste money on it because you have that movie pass.
Hey, but you know.
Yeah, so Happy Death Day. Yeah, not a bad little Halloween film.
It's not the worst thing, but it's not the best thing. So.
Yep.
Boom. All right. So now
Time for Thor Ragnarok. Mike, we know you hated it, so just get it off your chest.
Didn't hate it. Do we want to give our 2-sentence? Boy, you got that pulled up. You ready?
I mean,
you're the synopsis guy.
okay, so
I can't delay this much longer, so type it in, pull it up.
Boyd's internet is slow, but
Shouts to DunkirkBoyz HQ with the slow internet.
Here we go.
The Jeopardy theme here.
Okay, here we go. In prison, the mighty Thor finds himself in a lethal gladiatorial contest against the Hulk, his former ally. Thor must fight for survival and race against time to prevent the all-powerful Hela from destroying his home and the Asgardian civilization.
I'm all in.
That's a weird synopsis that they started with the battle with the Hulk. Like that was a huge thematic part of the movie, which to me it was just like a part. But I can tear it to shreds. So didn't hate it. Didn't like it.
Well, okay, so Mike, go back. Have you seen Thor 1 or Thor... what was the second Thor called?
Dark World.
The Dark World. Yeah, Thor Dark
No.
World. So you've never seen... Okay, have you seen Avengers?
No.
None of the Avengers.
No, I just mentioned this stuff to you, so you
No,
thanks for
but not
thanks
to
for
our
throwing me under
audience.
the bus.
Not to our audience. So what about any Marvel movie?
I've seen a few here and there,
Okay.
but that's the point though, and that's why I didn't like it because I'm not that interested in it to begin
Right.
with. I wouldn't have seen this movie if I didn't have Movie Pass. Shouts to Movie Pass, and that's a shouts to Movie Pass, but that's serious. If I didn't have Movie Pass, I wouldn't have gone to see this movie.
Totally. Understandable. This one felt like it was definitely just a filler, for the MCU. For those who are curious, MCU stands for Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I mean, in terms of the timeline, basically the movies everyone wants to see are the Avengers movies. So these movies kind of help build up what the story's going to be in whatever the Avengers movie is. Which
Basically, it's just a filler for Marvel Studios to just make billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, it's a cash cow.
They're just cranking them out.
It's cash cow.
Yeah.
They didn't get our money. They got Movie Pass's money.
I thought it was dope. It was a fun little film.
Yeah.
It was unlike all the other ones, which I really liked. Like, it did not have the comic book feel to it, like, one bit.
Oh, no.
There was moments where I was like, damn, this feels like it could be almost Star Wars, and then it's just like, it was just a fun ride.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
A lot of great cameos in it. Some, I think the obvious one, everyone was like, oh, is that Matt Damon? Spoiler, Matt Damon is making a cameo appearance in Thor Ragnarok. I think the one surprising one that goes, boy, is that Dr. Alan Grant? I'm like, I don't know, Ben. Shut up. Sure enough, you look up on IMDb, Sam Neill making that cameo. So, that was great.
Thanks for that, Boyd.
I'm out of it right now.
I just felt myself not caring. Like I was like watching it, and I was like, there's no emotions evoked by this movie. The only thing was, I laughed a few times, but to me, like going into this movie and my thoughts on what the movie should be is like, that's the only thing I came out of it was like with some laughs. Like I just felt like it missed the point on a lot of stuff.
What did you want it to be?
It needed to be more heroic. I mean, I just feel like you spent a lot of time, we even talked about as soon as it ended, like, man, that felt like I was sitting in the movie theater a lot longer than we actually were, because I felt like it was really slow and really drawn out, and not a lot happened during that time. And that's what it was for me, where I was like, what's my attachment to what is going on the screen right now? And I just felt like it was never there. I was like, okay, like, Thor is, he's got this beef with his brother, he's got this beef now with his sister, trying to figure out who his dad was, and now this beef with the Hulk, and it was just like a bunch of like small little pieces, and there was not like a overall hierarchy theme or objective, I felt like, and so that's why I just felt myself sitting there like, okay, like, where are we going? Like, what's the purpose?
So the people of Asgard's lives mean nothing to you? Just because they're not on Earth?
Asgardian lives
all of a
matter.
sudden, Thor can't be wasting his time saving them?
My boy Idris Elba didn't get enough love.
Yo, Idris Elba, his whole part of the movie felt like Lord of the Rings, which is like kind of dope. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was one of the better parts, I thought, and it was like, again, it was like they just touched on it, and then it was like, but not enough to make it like the main thing. So it was like there were these tiny little side stories, and none of it really fit. There wasn't like a big story that it all fit into.
Right.
That's just my beef.
I agree with you. When they're on Sakaar there, it was, I agree, it was totally drawn out.
Yo, but speaking of Sakaar.
Yo, fuck Jeff Goldblum.
Yo, but he killed it, low key. He killed it.
Nah.
I thought he was fun.
I don't know.
He was alright.
Yeah.
The best part of the movie was the Rock guy.
Yeah,
Korg.
he was funny.
Yeah.
Korg.
Yeah. He was just like,
He
Low,
had me in
subtle
stitches.
yeah, he was good. Good timing.
Ben,
Good timing
I've
on the
never seen
screen.
you laugh more hard at a movie than... Well, actually, I've seen you laugh very hard, but today you went nuts.
Thanks.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I thought Goldman killed it, though.
He was alright.
Yeah, I think
He
it
was
was...
fun.
I just
I
wanted to
like
say
all
fuck
the
Jeff Goldblum,
characters,
but-
though. The Valkyrie girl was dope as shit. Thor was like mediocre.
I think Chris Hemsworth is not a very good actor. That's part of it. I thought Kate Blanchett was cool, and I thought
she was spooky.
I thought her character, that character was cool, but it was like, but again, there wasn't enough. There was no substance to it. It was like she was cool, and then because of that, I was like, man, she could be really cool, and it was like they never like took it to that next level, and they didn't do that with anything.
I mean, they kind of did in the one scene where all the Asgardian soldiers face her, and it's just her against all of them, and just
how
I
did
mean?
she just not kill Thor like it was nothing? I mean, she utterly destroyed his hammer like with just the flick of a wrist. Look at them!
So what happened?
That's true, but
because in Norway,
all right,
he gets beamed up. So in the beam, that's where shit gets crazy and lost. So she couldn't kill him then, and then she forgets that he is the god of thunder. So once you challenge who he's the god of, you're just gonna piss him off.
But in the trailer, when he like comes back, and in the trailer they play the goddamn Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the missing eyeball, does he?
Spoiler.
I don't remember.
I don't think he did.
I think what you're thinking of was when he was in the gladiator ring with Hulk. That was the cutscene.
Oh, I could have sworn it was right then.
No,
that's
because it happened twice. You are right, but that was from the gladiator
just had me
scene.
thinking for a second. I love the music in this film, though.
Yeah, music was good.
It was so good.
That helps when you have a $180 million budget.
Yeah.
You can just
they were flexing a bit.
throw Led Zeppelin a little cash, and Jimmy Page is like.
Do you know that Led Zeppelin was they're famous for not letting any movies use their songs? And then, can you guys guess what was like the first movie that they're like, hey, you can use our song?
If I had to place a wager, it's probably like.
And it was the same song. It was the Immigrant Song. You've seen
School
the movie.
of Rock.
School of Rock.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just because Jack Black is a stud.
So, but they're like, oh, people do love that song, and it works with any movie. So yes, we will take your money.
Yeah, it was badass.
It was. I'll listen to repeat all day.
I don't get how she didn't just murder everybody. Right?
But isn't that every supervillain though, where you're like, all right, you literally just dismantled the heroes in 5 minutes.
But I felt like it's like if they're brother and sister, and they're the offspring.
Are they full?
And the offspring of Odin.
I feel like they're half.
Odin Lloyd. Shouts to Odin Lloyd, by the way. That's all I could think of the whole time. It was Odin Lloyd.
Oh my god.
R.I.P. My dog Odin Lloyd.
Oh my god. Can't believe you just said that.
That's all I could think about in the whole movie. But why is it so hard for Thor to channel this energy and this power? But she just comes out and she's just like, yo, I got this power. I'm super awesome.
Because Thor always realized, because Thor thought the power was in the hammer. Thor thought the power was in the hammer, not it was harnessed through the hammer. So in his head, he thought without the hammer, nothing. And it took, flashback through Odin to say, no, the power's always been inside you. Don't you realize that? And that's what happened. Boom. Insight.
So deep. That movie inspired the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Thought here. Tell me if I'm wrong. You know how I said it didn't feel like a comic book movie?
Uh-huh.
You know those paintings they had on the ceiling or whatever? Some of the shots they had were kind of trying to mirror that almost in a way, So almost wasn't like it was doing Thor comics, but really Thor mythology. Is that crazy or no?
No,
no.
Spurt of inspiration.
Why?
I believe you.
Why do you say that it didn't feel as comic booky? What do you mean by that?
Just the way it, I don't know, in the Avengers and Iron Man and all that, and the new Spider-Man even, the way they shot those, they definitely felt very, I don't even know the word to explain it. They all have the exact same feel to it, and it's kind of like cheesiness. This one was cheese, but the way they shot it, it was just the way they shot it gave it a whole different feel, and the pace of it was different.
I felt the music was different.
Yeah, it gave it a totally different atmosphere almost.
It felt more I mean, music was more like 80s, you know, the color, I don't know. The colors were different, the music's different. It just...
And I think it not taking place on Earth helped too, because, like, I feel like the Avengers and stuff has been, like, trying to walk this line of, like, oh, this almost could, like, happen, you know?
You bring your humanity in it.
I mean, it's still, like, they're fighting aliens and shit all the time, but... And with this, like, taking place, like, in a totally different, like, universe the whole time.
I think that's part of my struggle, though, too, is this disconnect of, like, it's still all a comic book world, and maybe it's because I don't know enough about these comic books and these characters, and, I mean, it's just, like, the comic books, the series, I mean, there's just so many, so it's, like, there's a lot more involved than they can just pack into this movie, but then it's, like, and then they have these huge budgets, and they, you know, so much damn CGI in these, and it's just like they just try and make them so big, and which that doesn't necessarily bother me, but then again, to kind of go back, it's like the story I feel like gets muddied by how big they try to make it. It's like they're focused so much on what you're looking at and not what you're feeling, and that's what I feel like the struggle for me is watching it. Just like, okay, like I can just sit here and like stare at it, but I'm not. It's not resonating with me at all.
Yeah. You know how I feel when I watch those movies? I feel stressed sometimes, just because, you know, it's instantly like it's the same, you know, recipe every time. You know, the hero obviously has these great superpowers, is unstoppable. Then he meets, you know, the immovable object and gets defeated like instantly. And now you're stressing about, okay, like how the fuck do you beat the supervillain? And then every time they do, I'm like, really, that was the plan? Or, you know, like things like that. And it just stresses me out the entire time, you know, watching it.
I feel like they're bound to, like, up the stakes, though. And, like, one of the heroes is, like, gonna get got here soon. Like, they have to. Otherwise, it's just gonna be, like, so monotonous.
And it's gonna happen in one of these movies where, like in Avengers or something, where one of the Avengers can die. And
Robert Downey Jr., he's getting old. He still wants those checks. So who knows?
He's trying to get that Coke money.
I bet you it's Chris Evans. Because he said...
he wants out.
He said, he's done after this.
Yeah, so. I mean, this one you could almost feel like they were, like, upping it a little bit. The way, like, they were just, like, slicing down motherfuckers left and right, you know?
I mean, they said Thor can be without an eye.
And everything. Yeah, so I feel like...
that was surprising to me.
They're slowly, like, pushing the chips in of, like, letting it be known that it's not always going to be flowers, you know? So I think which is kind of nice in a way. It's not going to
be roses.
And I think, like, the way... Because when I first saw the trailer for Black Panther, I was like, whoa, that is a way different feel than any other Marvel film.
That's why that one excites me.
But this one I felt like was, like, baby steps to that. The way it looked and stuff. I was like, this, like, when I saw the trailer for this, I was not, like, geeked up.
It's not as...
Coming out of it, I'm, like, pretty impressed by it.
Yeah.
It's not... I like them when they're, like, a little bit darker. When, like, 'cause I feel like that's how they get the meat, is when they just, like, make this dark story and, again, evoke those emotions of, you know, some bad things can happen. I think that's why Nolan's Batman series...
Their GOAT.
Yeah, were unreal, because it was just, like, they were different, and you were... humanized probably isn't the right word, but it like, puts you kind of in that situation. It puts you in that world.
Right.
And nothing else has really done that. And I look at Black Panther, the trailer for that, and I'm like, it looks a little bit darker, and it looks like, you know, shit can kind of go wrong, maybe. And I feel you in this Thor, you know, kind of did that at times. But still, even when that happened, I was like, it's gonna turn around quick, and it's you know, and they did that. They turned it around. So it's like maybe you're right. Maybe they are pushing that, and they're on that brink, and eventually they're gonna just have to say, we got to get over that hump. Mm-hmm. But right now, and still with Thor, they're not there. They're not willing to do that, and they would touch it, and then they would take 3 steps back, and that's kind of my frustration.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. I think like they're still just like these characters are so unreal. The money they make them, it's like can't just kill them off.
Yeah.
But, like for the good of the story, it's like
internal struggles.
Yeah, they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
But until then, what can you really do?
Kind of makes you wonder, will it ever end?
Just got to.
Or do you think it's gonna be like James Bond? It just goes on for 40 years.
Comic books are like crazy stories and stuff.
And
like,
and people
people
love them.
rewrite them all the time. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll keep making these for as long as they can, and they'll get new heroes, and they'll revert back to old ones eventually. And
maybe they'll slow down. I mean, that's James Bond's different in that sense. It's not we're not getting 3 a year. We're not there's not crossover. Where Hulk and Thor and all these people are in the same movies. They're just cranking them out right now, and that's again kind of makes it hard to follow along with stories, and you can't have a lot of depth when now you've got Thor and the Hulk and Captain America, all these guys in the same movie. It's just like you can't. There's not enough time to tell it all. So
Totally.
fair enough.
All right. So now that was kind of our quick synopsis on.
I feel like you can't really get a whole lot into like this. Like
I mean,
no, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's the structure of Thor.
So that being said,
it's nowhere near 2049.
No,
not even close.
We had a lot to divulge on that.
Yes, we did.
So that being said, I would probably give this one an N. Or
N?
No, well.
These are the DunkirkBoyz ratings, by the way. A to Z on the DunkirkBoyz scale. A being the worst.
Well, I take it back. Give me a P. Because it's definitely one more better Marvel movies in a while, but at the same time, it was still okay. I thought it was a little drawn out at times, but there's a lot I liked about it and whatnot too. So that's kind of my reason for the P. It's kind of in the middle, but it's on the
good side.
I'm more on the good side, yeah.
I want to save Mike's rating for last.
Okay.
I'm also a P. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And it's like a good film to me, but it's not like go see it if you want to have fun, but if you're like a diehard, like I need story, I need substance, I need great acting, it's like you'll probably fucking hate it, but it's a fun movie.
This is just a fun movie to go to, probably on a Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but probably not by yourself, because then it's just going to be you and a bunch of kids, and you're going to feel weird, and people are probably going to call the cops on you, so don't do that. But go see it with a friend, go see it with a date, you'll still have a good time.
Yeah, Mike, what do you got?
I give it a K.
Oh my God!
By God.
I give it a K.
Wow.
I'm screaming.
That's one letter less than I gave Halloween.
Oh my God.
That's the worst
That's
review.
the lowest we've got yet, folks.
I looked on the way here. I'm utterly baffled that this movie has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. That is ridiculous. It wasn't horrible, but it was below average in my opinion, and that's a K. And I will probably never watch this movie again.
Okay, Mike.
And like I said, I wouldn't have seen it.
Not even when you're just bored and it's finally on Netflix?
No.
If you were to see the other Thor movies or the Avengers, would that change your mind? Like if you had a little background into it beforehand. Like
I don't know. It can go one way or the other. I mean, it could go either way because
make it even worse for him.
yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is like I say that I won't see this movie again, and you say, oh, even if it's like on Netflix, like I could have seen the first two Thors by now, but I had no interest in seeing them. So I'm kind of the same about this one, and I already saw it and was like, okay, I'm not leaving this theater with feeling any better than I did when I got here, especially with the MFer kicking my chair the whole time. So that guy bumped it a couple spots back. It might have been an M, but that guy dropped it to a K. I'm at a K.
Folks, we're playing the violins. We're lowering Thor Ragnarok down into his grave right now. Mike gave with no remorse.
Stamp it, DunkirkBoyz.
K for fuck you, Thor. But way to go, Mike.
Wow, that's rough, but that's one of the more scathing reviews that we've had this year, folks. I'm still shook up by it.
Hot takes.
But that's what we bring you. We bring you the cold hard truth here at the Dunkirk
We do.
Boys.
And not all Dunkirk boys feel the same about every movie.
Yeah.
We're movie buffs, but we got our own opinions.
Yeah.
I've been really trying, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Movie Milf Club is this week's segment, Movie Milf of the Month.
Like I feel, baby.
Miss November, Kate Beckinsale.
Let's get it on.
Ooh, chick's a MILF.
The hell's that?
MILF. Mom, I'd like to fuck.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Let's get it on. Sugar, let's get it on.
All right, this is our new segment for you guys, Movie MILF of the Month, where we will introduce one of our favorite movie MILFs each month as the intro lets you guys know November's MILF is Kate Beckinsale. You may know her as the mom from Click, but smoking hot.
Oh, yeah.
She's got to be up there towards the top of movie MILFs.
Yeah, she's in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the segment.
Shouts to Kate Beckinsale.
Yo, comment with your favorite movie MILF down below. Let us know how we did. Kate Beckinsale on the A to Z scale. Z.
Z, holla.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we're the Dunkirk Boys. Follow us on Twitter
Oh, what movies are we doing?
at DunkirkBoyz with a Z.
Like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a comment down below. Hashtag Boyd has no heart is this week's hashtag. We'll see you next week.
Wait, what movies are we doing next week?
Next week we will
Murder
either
on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express or Battle of the Sexes or both.
Or both. We're the Dunkirk Boys. We love film.
That's
and we
true.
don't care who knows.
We out. Peace.
Bye, guys.